So what does a 5-day test look like? It has to be small enough to run and sharp enough to fail. Here's one. My voids fall in the lower right. If fewer than 3 of my next 5 sessions show a lower right void, this is dead. Scored day 30. Look at what that sentence has. It has a number. 3 out of 5. Not mostly, not usually, not there seems to be a tendency. A threshold you cannot argue with afterwards because you said it before you knew. And it has a date. Scored day 30. Not eventually, not over time, not as my practice matures. The window closes inside the practicum, which means it will actually close, which means you will actually find out. That is the whole art of it, a number and a date. And now, apply the test from day 11 one last time. Could this come true against me? Yes. If I run 5 sessions and only 2 of them have a lower right void, then the pattern I've been quietly proud of for 2 weeks is dead, and I will have to write that down. That is exactly what makes it worth running. Write one of these for every claim in pile 2, then run your 5 sessions and let them decide. You're not going to like all of the answers. That is the point. On day 30, you want a small number of things you could not kill, not a large number of things you never tried to. Now, let me be honest with you about scope, because there is a version of tonight where you overreach, and I would rather head it off. What 5 days can settle? Zone recurrence. Does my void really favor that corner? Configuration frequency. Do I really make satellites more than anything else? Whether a signal survives when you stop asking for it. The test I gave you yesterday for the cell that summons what it wants. Anything countable across 5 sessions. Those are real questions, and you can genuinely close them by day 30. What 5 days cannot settle, whether the method works, whether any of this is real, whether this is a field at all. Those were never going to resolve in 30 days. And I want to say clearly that this is not a failure of the practicum, and it is not a disappointment. It is what an honest instrument looks like when it is pointed at a hard question. 30 days of careful records is not enough to settle the metaphysics, and anyone who tells you otherwise is selling something. What 30 days is enough for: to establish whether you can produce a discipline record, to find out whether any specific pattern in your practice survives testing, to discover what your hands do and do not do under strict conditions. That is a real yield. It is smaller than what you wanted on day 1, and it is more solid than anything you would have got by wanting more. So on day 30, when you look at what you have, measure it against what 30 days could honestly deliver, not against what you hoped it would. The gap between those two is where practitioners break their own hearts, and it is entirely avoidable. Your drill tonight. The session is short. The bookkeeping is not, and the bookkeeping is the point. 1. Run your session. Question in step 0. Full trunk, map frozen, disconfirmation written, nothing about the practicum pauses. 2. Build the inventory. 1 sheet of paper. Every open claim you've made in 25 days. 3. Sort into 3 piles. Scoreable now, testable in 5 days. Neither. 4. Score pile 1 tonight in ink, hit or miss, and no softening, no partial, no inconclusive, no did not fully resolve. You know what those words are by now. They are the careful hedge, and they are how a miss escapes being a miss. 5. Void pile 3 tonight in writing, dated with the reason. Window exceeds practicum, cannot be honestly scored, removed from scoring. That entry is not a defeat. Read it again in a year, and it will be one of the entries you are proudest of because it will be the one that proves the rest of the notebook can be trusted. 6. And write a 5-day test for every claim in pile 2, a number and a date, something that could come true against you. Then close the book. 5 sessions left. They are not for accumulating. They are for finding out. That is day 25. You have enough material. You do not have enough checking. And every thread you leave open on day 30 is a thread you can never honestly close. A claim you never scored is a claim that can never be wrong. And you have spent 25 days learning exactly what that is worth. It is not evidence. It is a mood with a date on it, sitting in your notebook, looking exactly like a finding. So, score what can be scored tonight in ink. Void what cannot be closed in writing, dated with the reason, and test what remains with a number and a date inside the 5 sessions you have left. Voiding is not losing. It is the second honest opinion, and a corpus with 3 honest voids in it is worth more than a corpus with 30 ambiguous threads, and it is not close. And remember how this failure actually happens, because it will not announce itself. Nobody chooses meaning migration. Nobody sits down and decides to let a thread stay vague so it can be made true later. They simply fail to close a window, and the window does not rest. Every window you leave open is a door in the wall you have spent 25 days building. Close them while closing them still costs you nothing but an evening. 5 sessions left. They are not for collecting. They are for finding out. You are not asked to believe. You are asked to record. I am Dr. Rivka Edery, signing off on day 25 of Spatial Psy. I am so looking forward to seeing you on day 26. Thank you, take care, and bye for now.